The YSL RICO trial today was very emotional. Trontavious Stevens, the co-founder of YSL, continued his plea deal obligations as he would take the stand, answering the first question of, and I quote, "What do you call Mr. Williams, aka Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug?" To which he replied, "I call him my brother."
Jeffrey Williams. Is that what you call Mr. Williams? Jeffrey Williams?
That's his name.
I understand. What do you call him?
Call him my brother.
What else?
Bruh.
What else?
Old. I don't know. I don't feel like I call him Young Thug. That's for like people don't know him. I call him bruh or my brother. That's how I refer to him. Bruh or my brother.
Ever call him slime?
I call him bruh or my brother.
Sources in the courtroom revealed once Trontavious said that he calls Young Thug his brother, Young Thug, watching him, would end up clenching his jaw, nodding his head a few times, as it seemed as if he was trying not to start crying. Trontavious was Young Thug's right-hand man for several years. Seeing him on that stand, giving up information cannot be easy for Young Thug to watch. As next, the prosecutors in Thug's trial would then ask Trontavious about what snitching means.
Mr. Stevens, what does snitching mean to you?
It doesn't mean anything to me, but I'm aware of the term that you, yes, I'm aware.
What is the meaning of the term? What's the definition?
It doesn't mean anything to me, but I'm aware of the term.
How are you aware of the term?
I've heard the term.
How do you understand the term to be used?
I really don't fully understand the term.
Ms. Love, this might be a stopping point at this point in time, okay?
As he claims the word snitching doesn't mean anything to him, which is funny because the next talking point is Trontavious revealing a gas station at 221 Cleveland Avenue is where YSL does all of their selling.
The gas station at 221 Cleveland Avenue is a location where YSL associates sell.
Are your initials next to number 13?
Yes.
Did anyone force you to put your initials next to them?
No.
With Trontavious getting into very serious evidence now, Young Thug's lawyers tried putting a stop to it, objecting the statements, which ended up making the judge extremely angry.
This is testified.
I'm objecting at this point.
Hey, Mr. Harvey, we're not going to have any of that. I'll sustain your objection, okay? We're not going to be belligerent to one another. You can rephrase.
Yes.
Just please sit down, okay? I don't need any help from you, okay? All right, and there's no objection on the floor. So, all right?
My objection, Your Honor, to that last series is that the court, I would ask the court to allow the witness.
He's finished the statement. There's nothing else. It's like if he asks to continue his statement, then fine. But sit down and stop interrupting, Mr. Matthews. Mr. Stevens, are you finished with your last response, or did you finish? Was there anything else you were going to say?
As Trontavious Stevens has not been a usual snitch. Typically in a court case, when someone takes a plea deal and has to snitch inside a court, they are usually very well prepared. Everything's usually written for them for what they're supposed to say, but that's actually not the case for Trontavious. Even when he was asked to name all of the members of his street team, he seemed very hesitant to do so.
I mean, are you gonna like tell me to stop, or like, is there a certain amount of people you need to name or
Would
anything?
you please just name something?
Just some of them?
Just name some people. All the ones you remember who were members of Rock.
Everyone?
Mr. Stevens, would you please name the members of Rock Crew who were members while you were a member?
I probably wouldn't even be able to.
However, that hasn't even been the craziest part of Trontavious' time on the stand, as later we would even see Trontavious have a very hard time answering how old he was when he joined a street team.
What year was it that you recall first being an active or being a member of Rock Crew? You said you were around a certain age. What year was that?
I'll rule that objection.
That means you can answer.
Oh. I had to be in about 6th grade. So whatever, what you about 11 or 12 in the 6th grade?
Would you tell the jury what year you remember first becoming or being a member of ROC?
I'm kind of bad with math. That's why I ain't passed the math part of my GED yet.
Let me ask you a different question while you count.
No, one thing at a time, I'm sorry.
Okay.
As it was very obvious that he has been scared to be on the stand throughout trial thus far, as taking a plea deal is one thing, but having to go in front of the YSL members you're snitching on, including Young Thug, and having to say all of this information is probably very nerve-wracking, as he was having a hard time even knowing how old he was during certain events, to which the prosecutor basically turned his testimony into a math class.
Were you a member in 2010?
If I was in 6th grade, I'm trying to put what year I was in 6th grade.
How old were you in 2010?
I was trying to do my math.
Don't do the math, let me ask you this. What year were you born?
1993.
1993. So, in 2013, was that an age of about 20, would you agree?
2013.
Yep. 93, 2003 is
15.
10, 2013 is 20.
20.
Now, we back up 3 years from 13, that puts us at 2010, which makes you about 17.
You're going too fast.
It really seems as if Trontavious took the plea deal because he didn't want to go to prison, and he doesn't actually want to snitch on Young Thug at all. This was making the prosecutors extremely angry, so they tried just making him admit that he's in a street team, singling out one of the tattoos on his neck, as a report goes and reads, a "My Body, My Choice" moment in the Young Thug trial, as Trontavious Stevens, aka Slug, explains why he spelt can't with a K on his tattoo, because it was my body and I wanted to do what I wanted to do with my body.
Why do you have it spelled with a K on the back of your neck?
Because it was my body and I wanted to do what I wanted to do with my body.
And you're entitled.
Right.
Is there any particular reason you chose to change the letter C to a letter K?
I wanted to seem original, so I initially got the initial quote from a movie called Law Abiding Citizens, and that phrase was an important part in the movie. So, and I didn't want people to think that's where I got it from, so I wanted it to seem original, like I thought of it.
However, we all know watching this video that the real reason he didn't spell with a C and instead used a K is due to his street affiliations. The prosecutor likely does as well, but with Trontavious Stevens not fully cooperating and answering the questions truthfully, there is now talks of his plea deal being taken back from him. As even with these arguments beginning to rise, we're now starting to see Lil Baby and Gunna get into it on social media, outside of the courtroom. Lil Baby believes that Young Thug is only in this mess because of Gunna. In Lil Baby's new song, 350, he states the lyrics, and I quote, "Ain't never say nothing about it, boy, you know that you a rat." Now, this has gone viral on social media, so viral that even Young Thug's father would hop on an interview this week defending Gunna, telling Lil Baby to stay quiet.
How do you feel about Lil Baby throwing at Gunna for his plea deal? For his plea?
He need to shut the fuck up, cause he don't know what's going on. You know, he's going off of what he heard. Ask Lil Baby, have he ever came to a court date?
Oh, okay.
See, that's what I want y'all to ask these damn rappers and these bloggers with this whole snitch shit and this. When have y'all went to a court date to support Slime, to support Jeffrey, to support Thug, however you want to name it? Go on their social media pages and say, why in the haven't you been at the courthouse to support your dude? And I guarantee you won't get an answer.
As according to Young Thug's father, Gunna isn't even the main reason why Young Thug is in the situation he's in.
Courtney said, how do you feel about Gunna?
I love Gunna.
See, that's the thing. People don't understand the relationship. They got this thing saying that Gunna is a rat and he's done this and done that.
But see, let me try to help the attorney clarify that a little simpler.
Okay.
Gunna hasn't done anything whatsoever that can hurt us on this case. Period.
As according to Young Thug's father, Gunna, when he was snitching in the video that was leaked, apparently has nothing to do with Young Thug. It's also apparently not even snitching at all. But you tell me what you think after hearing the entire clip.
You agree or acknowledge that statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocarbons and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL to the detriment of my community. YSL again. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.